Sorry ass DJ.
Hey guys, it's me, and what's the occasion? Thank you, Just Jessica, for hosting this Beauty Ninja collab. The occasion this week was chosen by our very own Fash Fab Beauty, and we are going to a wedding. We are putting on our makeup as though we are going to a goth wedding at midnight. Okay, I have no clue. I have clues. I do have clues. And then, of course, I went on the internet and, you know, it's amazing. Things that you don't know a whole lot about, you just make assumptions. But then you do a little research and you find out that the assumptions that you made were not really, not really the way that it actually is. But, you know, Google it. Google goth history. It's not really what I thought. It's not what I thought. Maybe it is what you thought. I don't know what you think. I don't know what you think. But anyways, I'm going to a wedding and I'm going to do a look so that I will be presentable at a goth wedding at midnight. Okay guys, so for this look, I am going to be using the NYX, it's kind of an eye pencil thing going on here. Could stand to be sharpened a little bit, but you know what? Sometimes it'd be like that. And I'm also going to be using the Beauty Creations Tiana. I always want to say an R. Tiana. The Tiana palette. I believe, I don't know, we might have to reach for something else. But I believe we have everything that we need in here. There is a black, but I'm not planning on using black. Oh, what? Goth look without using black? What kind of bunk is that? Yeah, whatever. Okay, whatever. We do need something for a transition shade, and I believe what I really need is a matte white, but I don't have one sitting in front of me, so we're going to use a shimmer white because, you know, why not? Okay. I don't want to use a usual transition shade because I am going to have some white on, and I don't want it to blend out. So let's go in with this, and will it work? I don't know. I'm going to use the little mirror today because I don't know. My eyes are tired. I'm cold, and I just want to see what I'm doing. So I'm just going to kind of press this on, and you know, if it's shiny, I'm actually good with that because who said goth can't shine? I don't know. Is goth and matte go together? I don't know. But you know what? I'm not the one getting married. I'm just going to the wedding. So deal with it. Plus, you know, I don't want to be too goth or too, you know, distracting, because I'm going to a wedding, and weddings are about the bride. So, you know, I don't want to out-goth the bride, which I don't think we're going to have to really worry about. But here it is. Okay. The trends going on now. The transition. All right. We need a brush that is... maybe this one? I don't know. I really like these brushes. Maybe. Ooh. I think I'm going to, these are from Lorella, and just because something does not cost a lot of money doesn't mean it's cheap. These are really nice little brushes. I really like them a lot. So I'm going to go in with this one, and I'm going into, how do I want to do this? All right, we are going to reach for another palette. We're going to get into some singles. I'm going into this purple right here. All right, and I need another brush. Okay, and I'm going to use this one first. So we're going into that. Okay, so, all right, I'm going to start over here in the corner. I know this is weird, I know, but I have a plan. I have a plan. We're going up. Oh, I really wanted that to be a little less chiseled, but, you know, we may have to come back and do some blending, because, you know, blend. Okay, and coming back over here. So where most people would use black in their goth type look, I'm actually going to use purple instead. Why, you say? Because I want to, that's why. And I'm going to come down. I'm sort of like just kind of outlining a lot of this. Now is where I need this little, what did I do with that? I'm going to use this because I'm going to try to edge this a bit. I don't know if I'm going to be able to or not, but I want this to be a little bit sharp right there. Okay. Okay. Now, am I going to be able to do that on both eyes? I don't know. I don't know. But, all right. Let's just fill that in a little bit more. Okay, and I don't really want to come all the way down to the corner because trust me, gravity wins. It lined up there anyways. I'm just going around like so. So I'm going to do this eye and I'll be right back. Okay, what do you guys, what do you think? Okay, so we've done that. Now let's start filling it in a little bit. I'm going to put away this one. And of course, after I did that, I see where there's another shadow in here I could have used. But you know what? That's all right. Sometimes it'd be like that. Okay, so I'm going to use these two. I'm going to use this one and this one. These are both mattes. And we're going to go in the outside corner. I'm going to start with that lightest one. And I'm going to use this big old fluffy brush. Okay. And we're just going to plant that right. Okay, this might not be the right brush. Right there. Lifted the eyelids or the eyebrows. Try to stretch out some of those doggone those wrinkles. Stretch them out so I can get in there. Lift the eyebrow. And yes, I did break a nail, and I was going to repair it before. I did this video, but then it occurred to me that if I need to finger apply something, I have a finger without a huge nail on it. So, yeah. So, you know what? We're going to possibly use this to our advantage. Okay, now I need kind of a packer. So I'm going to use this as from Luxie. I have 2 of these, and I've had them for literally ages. This is my packer. Okay, and I'm going to go into that darker shade. Whoa. And we're just going to kind of go right on the outside with that. Right there. I'm just going to lay it on, okay? Just going to lay it right there. Okay, and now I need a small... Ooh, this will be good. I'm going to use this to kind of blend a little bit. All right. I may add a little bit more of that darker shade because I do want to come up a little bit higher with that. So, yeah, let's put some of that right there. And we're just kind of, you know, filling in our outline, basically. Ooh. Ooh. A little bit more on this side. And I just want to like blend this right here. Oh, that is... I was going to say, you know, turning out as planned, but I don't have anything planned, so it's not turning out as planned. It's just, it's turning out nice, though. It's turning out okay. Okay. I do believe we're going to end up going under the eye with purple. Okay, so we are going for a gold. What happened to my packer? Actually, no. Let's go with this and not on the mirror. Okay, there we go. And we're going to put that gold, which we're going to be using this one right here that's a little less yellow, but it is still pretty bright, but that's okay because, you know, we're not the bride. We're just going to the wedding, right? Okay, and she pretty. We're going to kind of put that in the middle here. Kind of blend it into this purple. We may come back with a little more purple later, but there's that. Guys. Now, I got inspired by several looks. There was not one person that I took this look from. I just, you know, did the Google thing, and then I looked at a lot of different looks, and yeah. All right, I'm going to do this eye. I'll be right back. Okay. So now I'm going to use the pencil, and I also am going to use this white shimmer, and we're going to do the inner eye area with that. So I might have should have sharpened this first. Yeah, I totally should have sharpened this first. Whew, guys. Sharpener, where you be? Okay, I sharpened it. It took me a little while to find the sharpener. And where was it? Exactly where I left it. So there's that. So let's see if this will work a little bit better. Oh, yes. Definitely much better. So this is kind of like, I'm thinking of like a fire, only it's so hot that it's the gold and the white part of the fire. Oh, come on, really? You worked on the other side. All right, you can see that, right? And I am going to bring it in under the eye just a little bit. Okay, there's, you know, there's that. All right, and now I am going to take this, I had to move everything because I could not find, could not find it. But, I'm going to go back with my packer, which I'm going to wipe off, and I probably should just use a different one, but I'll use the other side of it. And I'm going in that white shimmer. That's a nice white shimmer. You know, a lot of shimmers are lean towards pink or a little bit of blue or a little bit of green, and that's fine because they're beautiful and quite usable in their own right. But sometimes that is what you want. I received this palette from, I believe it was a giveaway. You know, I love my giveaways. I received this palette from Renee, Beauty and More with Renee. Oh, that is something. Okay, where's my little edgy? Here we go. It's just a little teensy thing. I love it. And I'm going to go into that dark purple. And we're going under the eye, baby. Kind of connect it with the lid. Getting a little bit of fallout. My bad. I did not tap it off. Ooh. And just reach right up there to the white. What do you think? What do you think? Can the old lady who, the old pink lady, is she gonna work for the goth look? Huh. Tap the brush. Tap the brush, Sue. Tap the brush. It's hard for me to actually see this and not put everything between what I'm doing and the camera. Wow. All right, guys, I am basically going to call it. I'm going to put it on a lip, some earrings. They're not going to be real gothy earrings. I had a different idea, but as I was doing this, I was like, ooh, no. And I'll be right back with the final look. What do you think? I am going to show some photos of some chapels that I found that were gothic, that were not like, you know, black. I thought that was interesting that not everything is so much black. It's more like patterns and shadows than actual darkness. But anyways, so I was thinking, you know, like the tight with the hair. I am using some Betsy Johnson earrings. I thought that the dragonflies kind of went along nicely. The lip is by Nomad, the purple and the gold. I'm using both of them. What happened here? We have a light out. How can we have, you know, darkness without light, right? Knocking things on the floor. So, what do you think? Is this, I think it's gothy. You know, my purple nightie here. Yes, indeed. It's a thick old long thing because it's cold. It's cold right now. I don't know, man. What do you think? Anyways, we're going to a wedding now at midnight. I'll see you there. And until the next time, I hope you wake up dancing. Wake up dancing. Ba-bum-bum. Wake up dancing. Every single day. Bye-bye, and God bless you.